Yo, what's good, YouTube? It's your man Danger Dan, checking back in with another Granblue Fantasy Versus video. So, this is the second time I had to do this, by the way. I just want to throw that out there. Today we got some room matches. Got a first to five. Big two inaugurate the first to five series. Starting off with none other than the General himself. So some quick background on the General. He's actually the person who taught me how to play fighting games a few years back. He has a lot of history in Street Fighter 4. He was the best Fei Long in the world. He was either the best Fei Long in the world or number 3 Fei Long. I can never remember which. And he was also the number 1 Ryu in North America. That much is confirmed. And you know, seeing as how that game was out in a time before fighting games were super popular and before you could really get good at fighting games, because you know, people didn't really play fighting games. It was nobody to practice with, it was nobody to get better against. Of course, the Japanese scene has always been major, but we live in America, so that's mostly irrelevant. But regardless, this man managed to climb to the top of the top despite a lack of training partners and readily available knowledge, I should say. You know, so that's just a quick history check on the General so that we understand his significance, so that we know he is in fact that nigga. So me and him starting up the first of 5 series. He's playing Cat. Catalina isn't his main. He mains a majority of characters. I'd say about 5, maybe 6. But he's always picking up somebody new. By the end of this game, he'll have mained the whole cast. So, got Catalina. I am Jita, of course, as always. My main. And so this first game is looking how these games kind of look. Okay, that was a good dodge. Alright, so normally I will be losing these games in a major way, just because our skill level is a significant amount apart. That's not to say that I'm bad, and that's not to say that I can't win. Because again, and we will see if I manage to. That's enough for the tail of the tape. I'm tired of talking about that. So this first game is looking kind of clipped for me. One more hit and I'm dead. And okay, that was sudden. My video skipped a bit. Now Elgato drops frames every now and then. You'll probably see it if you watch my videos with any consistency. Trying to get better at fixing it. Eventually I will, but right now I haven't managed to figure it out. I think this is because the computer I'm using, like my laptop, is a Dell G3. And honestly, I think it's just my laptop. I don't even think it's the Elgato, because I got the Elgato HD 60S at that. So I can't blame the software. I'm gonna have to blame the hardware. I don't know. I just got the laptop, and it was the best I could do. So it's gonna have to do. Anyway. Okay, so I had a pretty solid corner game going, and I pretty much got pushed all the way back to the other side of the corner, mainly because I left an opening. That was not the smartest quarter circle back. I don't know if he did that because he thought I was going to press a button or what, but it wasn't the best. So me and Troy, we've been playing for a long time, like a very long time. We've been playing against each other for years, and we've known each other for over a decade, I'd say. Basically family. So a lot of things that you'll see when me and him play each other might seem odd, and you might wonder, why would you do something like that, or how would something like that work? That is all player knowledge. You know, we've been playing against each other for so long, we almost know exactly what makes each other tick. We know each other's tendencies and habits for the most part. Now, the smaller things vary game by game, but the major glaring habits, more than likely, you'll always carry over. Like one habit that I carry over is when I get hit by something, I tend to try and return the favor. In this matchup in particular, just because I know that that's something that annoys Troy, but he also knows that. So he's learned to expect me to pretty much do exactly what was just used on me. You know, so if I get hit by a DP, then more than likely I'm going to DP on wake up. Because that typically works in most cases. Just because when you are playing at a quote-unquote high level, you're going to be interacting with a lot of people who don't expect certain things to happen. And when those things do happen, it'll catch them off guard. You know, like someone who is convinced that they have you conditioned to not wake up, regardless of how good or how much better than you they may be, you'll still catch them with that wake up just because he's telling himself or she's telling herself, oh yeah, you ain't gonna do that shit because I already told you, or rather I already showed you that you can't. But the way around that is to simply not be derailed. You just tell yourself that what I'm gonna do works because I believe in it, and you really just push that shit until it goes through. Most times it may not work, but just because it doesn't work doesn't mean it was a bad idea. It just means it didn't work at the time. You know, like this match for good example. So one thing that I implement in this game is dodging. The reason being, dodging is an extremely strong mechanic in this game. It really throws people off because it makes them whiff. Some people will mash through it, but in the most case, you'll whiff a button from a proper dodge, and then you either get a follow-up or you just get close enough to where you become an issue. So your opponent has to, or hopefully, feel uncomfortable. I was gonna say they have to feel uncomfortable, but not a lot of people are bothered by close range. I'm not even commentating the match. I'm just talking about fighting games in general. Yeah, I'm probably dead here. Yep. I was thinking, yeah, I'm probably dead here, and sure enough, that's exactly what the fuck happened. Okay, so right now the score is 2-1. Okay, I'm gonna start commentating a bit. So, down 2-1 right now. For the most part, we've been going back and forth, trading blows, going toe-to-toe, which isn't common, but again, I've been getting better. Now, you may have noticed that my rank in this video is B1. Now, I will explain that in a later video, and I have explained it. Refer to Groundhog's Day. I'm basically stuck in a time loop. Every time I get to A5, right, I get smacked back down to B1, and then I get to B1, I fight my way back to A5, and it, yeah, like I said, I'll talk about it in my ranked video. But now, like I said, I'm getting scatterbrained. So he tried to catch me with his quarter circle back, and somehow I pressed far heavy, and not only did it beat it, but it gave me enough time to get a fireball off afterwards. I've never seen that happen, but I'm glad it did. So right there, he tried to grab me because he didn't think I was going to press a button off his stagger. Good idea. Except his hit stun didn't last long enough, and I got time to move back out of grab range. It's still a good idea, though. There goes another skip. So here, he'll be trying to exercise his range, but that was a solid dodge. So if I wouldn't have dodged that quarter circle back, I would have been stuck in the corner probably for the rest of this game. And I'm back in the corner because, as Troy likes to do, he has no fear in jumping out of the corner. You know, like, most people won't do it because they'll be worried about the repercussions, but not him. Troy doesn't really have any fear. Troy being the general. You know, he's my brother, so I'm just used to saying his name, and, like, everybody knows his name, so it's okay to say it on the internet. Alright, so we got the third round here. Most important is taking the initiative. You know, that's not just against Troy. That's against everybody. So he used that DP there. I'm not sure why, but it wasn't the best idea. But he didn't get punished for it like he should have, because I thought I had my Rekka, and I didn't. So that's why that fall heavy didn't have a follow-up. And he did the... Oh, man, he really did that DP again. So he didn't do the DP because he was desperate. He did the DP because he genuinely thought it was going to hit me, because he thought that I wasn't going to expect the DP. He figured that I was going to just press a button and assume he wasn't going to press anything on wake up. But he was wrong. It happens. Now we got it 2-2, which is good. Back to even. And, you know, I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling like I could take this. I don't think I could take it 5-2. I doubt I could win 3 games straight, but I do think I could take the set.
I'm sorry, but too much is at stake.
So, let's see what we got. Be back to even. Anytime you tie up the set, just think about it as just basically going back to 1-1. You know, you can think about it as going back to 1-1, or you can think about it as being 4-4. Think about it as the next game wins, you know, because that's very important. Pacing is really important in a set. It's like you are going to be doing things throughout the set that you want your opponent to keep mind of. Like, for example, what Troy's doing right here. He's trying to exercise his range. He's trying to convince me that I can't fight him at a certain distance, right? So I closed that distance and I'm in now. Because yes, he did convince me that I couldn't fight him full screen, which was his objective. So I blocked this super. Now I blocked this super because I have a tendency of doing 2-2Ls and then following up with a button. Most people do, especially people who have plus 2-2Ls. So because he thought that I was going to do that, he fully committed to his super because he figured I'm going to super through whatever button you press and then I'm going to kill you. But as you saw, I blocked. Although I didn't win the round, it was still a good move. Here we go, next round. Call me with that EX dash. Oh, excuse me. So, I've been thinking a lot about uploading fighting games, and I've decided that the best way to go about it is to just be as transparent as possible. Because I've been thinking to myself, I should only upload wins. I shouldn't upload any losses because somebody wants to see me lose. But then I looked at it another way, and it was just like, well, because I'm new and because I'm just now getting started, and I'm also new to this game, me losing isn't super detrimental, especially once we get further down the line, and I'll be winning probably a lot. So I figure I'll just go with it. Whatever happens when I press record happens, and that's just how it is. So we had a nice little comeback in that last round. That comeback was possible because in most cases when people are about to kill you, they want to wait for you to hang yourself because they're expecting one last hurrah. So they'll give you a wide berth, as he just gave me. He walked himself all the way back into the corner, and I punished him fully, as I should. That was a horrible DP. So he staggered that grab there, which was smart. It was more damage than he would have gotten if he would have finished the auto combo. So it was the way to go. And also, he wanted to see if I was going to be pressing buttons. He saw that I wasn't. Okay, so now he's in the corner. See if I can keep him here. See if I can run this back. Alright, that was a good grab. Alright, he's not opening up and he's not pressing the button. Okay, there was the button. But he pressed it in good time. And now he doesn't got me to back all the way off. And that DP got me killed. So I DP'd there foolishly because he obviously stopped or was going to stop from his run. Looking at it now, it's pretty clear that he had no intention of pushing his advantage there. But that's cool. That's cool. Alright, here we go. The score is 3-2 right now. Game 6. This is looking like a fucking NBA playoff series. Going blow for blow, game for game. That happens often though. You should trade games with people that you play often. You know, if you not so much trade sets, but you should be able to trade games at the very least. I haven't officially gotten a set in this game against Troy since it's come out. And this game came out in February. No, this game came out in March. I'm tripping. So I've been playing the game for about 2 months, going on 3. So that was a good dodge in that fireball. So a lot of I don't super often. Somebody had mentioned that to me. And a lot of the times, it's not because I don't want a super. I ain't gonna hold you. It's because my super just drops. Like, this fucking game decides whether or not it wants to read your technical input. But it doesn't decide whether or not it wants to read your easy input. So if you easy input in this game, you will almost always get your move out when you want it without any fucking error or delay. That shit is just, it's infuriating. For the simple fact that the easy inputs are less damage and they make your moves take longer to come back. When it comes to supers, if you're going to kill, then sure, go for the easy input. But if you're not going to kill, then you better do that technical input because that's damage you're leaving off the table, and that could be the difference between life and death. Now, in the case of Jita, the topic is more popular because her super is what is referred to as a deadly rave, which is a super that you input, and then once the super is inputted, you have to do follow-up commands to get the maximum amount of damage. And if you miss the follow-up command, then you basically miss the whole super, and there was no point in you doing shit. So Jita is a popular topic of conversation on whether or not you want to do an easy input or a technical input. And that shit can be the difference between life or death. That's no cap. But you either go big or you go home. That much is also certain. So, as in the case of most of these games, we're going round for round. That was a good dodge on my part. As you can see, I've been making a lot of solid dodge reads. I can tell you that most of them are reads. They aren't really reactions. My reactions are poo-poo. But they still there. Okay, I put myself in the corner because, as usual, this nigga wanted to get out the corner, so he just jumped out, and I let him jump out. You know, I can't really say I let him jump out. He's jumping at an angle that's difficult to anti-air, so I'm not even going to really, like... Oh, max range overhead. So notice how he got exposed for pressing a button after my 2-2-Ls, right? So this time he wanted to wait and make sure he had an opening instead of risking the opening. Now, if he would have swung, he would have hit me, because overhead takes a little while to start up, but he didn't, and now it's 3-3. So here we go, we right back. Alright, so he started off aggressively this time, which makes sense. So here's the thing about Troy. Whenever he loses, he tends to get a little more aggressive than he might have been. Mind you, he plays at an extremely high level, plays with an extremely high level of aggression off rip. But if he actually loses, he tends to get really motivated and fired up, and then the nigga want to start, like, throwing haymakers. Mind you, though, the thing about him is that even though he is aggressive, his aggression is calculated. He's not like some mindless berserker whom you can take advantage of. You know, he wants you to think that. And that's the kind of shit that will get you killed. Oh, I'm not dead yet. Oh, well, there I go. You see, I hit him. My jump U landed, and he still got his DP off. That was my fault. That just means that my inputs were lackluster, I guess. Who knows? I'm not going to blame the game. I'm going to blame me, because it's definitely my fault. Or whatever. People often do that, right? Everybody loves blaming the game. They love saying this game sucks, it's the game's fault. Oh, if this game was better, da-da-da-da. But honestly, man, it's not the game's fault. The game wants you to win. The game always wants you to win. We're not going to talk about that drop 2H. We're just going to keep talking about how the game wants you to win. We're not going to talk about that grab either. Don't look at it. We're not going to talk about it. Shut up. But the game wants you to win. The game gives you all the tools, and it teaches you everything you need to know in order for you to win. So don't blame the game. It's not the game's fault. I like to hold myself accountable, so I'll typically always take the blame. And that time, there was no trading of rounds. That was just both rounds going to him. We're not going to talk about any of the errors in that round. None of them. We're moving on to the next game. It's 4-3. What are you talking about? Alright, let's go. Alright, so again, he started off aggressive. This time with a jump in. He was pretty damn confident. As you can see, it's like I said, he's starting to get cheeky. Because he is winning. He's smelling blood in the water, so he's letting himself get a little loose with his aggression. But that shit just might cost him. Oh, he blocked that record. Oh, I'm getting slapped. Oh, I did not dodge the way I thought I would. And he jumped right out. Okay, so at this point, I'm dodging to get in because his normals are better than mine. So I'm dodging to put myself in range of the normal. He didn't punish that properly, and now he's going to get punished properly. As you can see, my hair didn't turn blue. So yes, that's the easy input. And you know what? If you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, easy input is for pussies, easy input is for suckers, easy input is for bitch ass niggas, you're not wrong. But let me ask you this. If you had a choice between a gun that will definitely kill in one shot or a gun that might kill in one shot. No, that was a horrible example. If you have a gun that will definitely kill in 3 shots or a gun that might kill in 1 shot, which one are you going to take? You know what? If you have an answer for that question, leave it down in the comments below. I would actually like to know. Because some people would take that single bullet because some people like risking it for the biscuit. There are gamblers out there. And I dig that. But me, it's situational. Personally, I'd take that single fire round because I think the risk is worth the reward. But if I'm not feeling my best, then I'm going to take that 3-shot kill because it's guaranteed. There's nothing wrong with insurance. So I pushed him all the way back to the corner here. As you can see, again, we're going back and forth. A lot of this comes down to decision making, like micromanaging those decisions. How many times are you going to press that 2L? How many times are you going to press that 2M? How often are you going to go for things like a fucking overhead that you haven't done this entire goddamn set? Bastard. Of course that shit caught me. There was no way it wasn't going to catch me. I hadn't seen overhead this entire time. I wasn't even thinking of overhead. Okay, I got him in the corner now. As you can see, our matches always go to the corner, whether like regardless of which side. One of us will be in the corner, which is something that I've gotten a little better at. My personal corner carry. All right, here we go. Okay, so the easy input might not have been the best thing to do here, because looking at his health, nah, he's definitely still alive. Let's see how much health he has left. You know what? He would have still been alive even if I did the technical input. But that overhead took care of everything, because he decided to respect whatever I was going to do on his wake up. Or would you look at this? We have 4-4, and this is the final game. That's the first of 5, and this is it. It's been pretty close, pretty neck and neck up to this point. He should have did the EX version. If he did the EX version, he would have got a combo. I don't know why he didn't do it. It might have been a mistake. I don't know. Okay, I blocked that. He blocked that record, but he did not block that last hit. That last hit will land sometimes when people really don't think you're going to press something, or when they decide that they, or rather, if they don't have the exact punish timing, then they'll probably just press light or medium, and they'll either take that last hit, or you'll only do 2 hits, and then you'll get punished. So, you know, it's risky. And bang. Listen. Don't ever ask yourself if it's overkill. Ever. You gotta make sure those niggas die. So do it. Do it all. Because I did it all, I managed to close out that round. And I got swept because he has not done sweep either. That's crazy. He caught me with overhead because he hasn't used overhead. And then he catches me with that sweep because he hasn't done sweep. And honestly, I hardly ever see Cat sweep anyway. Alright, let me out that corner. Fighting for my rights. Took a DP, but it's all good. I dodged that. Clean. Ooh, look at that. Super again. Now, this isn't going to kill, but it's going to give me a nice advantage. I should get some good Oki off this. This is looking like my game. What the hell was that jump? Whoa, what was that delay? Oh, no. All right. Remain calm. He doesn't have a fireball right now. So, get 2 M's. So I knew a button was coming, which is why I dodged. But my dodge was too early. It was preemptive, or rather premature. All right, I'm in the corner again. All right, this is it. This is the final round, final game. This is it. This is for all the marbles, not just half of them, all of them. All right. So at this point, we are both at 100%. Like, we are both just super active. Our brains are turned all the way on. Our eyes are wide open. We both want to win very, very badly. I got caught with another sweep. I caught him with the sweep, but then my EX fireball didn't fucking hit him. And then that Rekka. Oh no. No. Oh no. Oh, fuck me. Alright, I'm dead for sure. GG's to this man, the general. It was a close one though. It was a real close one. If you enjoyed the video, subscribe, comment, liking, all those things are highly encouraged. It would help me out a lot, and you know, it really just made me feel good about myself as a person. We're gonna have some more first to fives here. Of course, we're gonna keep the ranked games coming. This was just a new series we starting. So yeah, you know, be safe, stay well, and remember, it's a dangerous world out there, but so are you.